I try to move on, but you keep taunting me.
Why, hello, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
My name is Bobby.
You're Bobby? Okay, well, I'm Liam. I was going to say something like John Smith because of my accent.
That'd be great.
You guys want to take a guess at each other's ages, like I've been doing in the other videos?
Oh,
Yes!
oh.
This is my favorite game.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna take a gander at 28, 29, 30. Somewhere between 28 and 30.
Well, that's I appreciate the you know the good vibes here. I mean, I'm a bit older than that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's
I'm
good.
terrible at this game.
I'm 35.
Okay, so I'm not that far off.
That's not too bad.
A lot of people think I look young for my age. So you?
Yes, I'm curious.
Mm.
Oh god, try to...
I'm thinking around the same age, 30.
I'm 28.
28. Oh,
28.
pretty
You were
close.
really close.
Pretty
really
close.
close.
That's
A
pretty
lot
close.
closer than me. I thought you were like around my age. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna guess between 28 and 30.
So can you guess what one another does for a living, or if anything at all? Maybe they're just a
You can go first this time. I guessed first last time, so your turn this time.
Oh, I know. I see tattoos. I'm guessing an artist or something.
I'm gonna say you work in IT.
IT, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say IT, that sort of field, somewheres, something to do with computers or systems somehow. And there's so many, in today's world, there's so many different
IT
options for
IT
IT.
covers a lot.
Yeah, it's very
Exactly.
broad.
Exactly, it really is.
You could say I work in IT with computers, trained in IT.
Okay.
Currently not working in IT.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm close. I will take it. So, I make hand-stamped metal jewelry.
That's wicked. That is awesome. So,
So you are
close
right.
with the art.
That's
Yeah.
Very
good.
cool.
That's
Well,
pretty
art,
cool.
art is art.
Art is art. That is artwork.
Exactly.
And that is mega. Love it.
Thank you.
And maybe you could engrave that on the side.
Do you know what?
You know?
I don't know if you'd want me to. I've got to take a 1 pound hammer
Ooh,
and I take a little
ooh.
drill bit
Ooh.
and I just go, wham!
Scary.
How's
Right?
business going?
Right?
How's business going?
Business is booming.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So what is it you do?
What is it I
Yes.
do? Do you want to know what I do right now, or do you want to know what I am trained to do?
I want to know
Assassin?
both. I
That'd
want
be
to know both.
Yeah, I
Spy?
know. That's like MI6 actually. That's what I'm
Oh.
Accent. It's like, you gotta be a spy. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
exactly.
other way.
It's the
It
watch.
does have,
It
does
gets
have
you
things in
away.
it, lasers and stuff. You know, I can cut my way out of handcuffs and stuff.
Lasers.
Lasers, you know. Originally, got a diploma in computer graphics,
Okay,
so I'm a graphic artist.
that is cool. That is really cool.
And I worked for NSCC for 6 years. That was my most recent graphics job.
Okay.
And now I'm a mechanic for Japanese cars.
Oh,
right-hand
shit.
drive.
That is really
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's right up your alley, though, I would say.
Yeah, it's another passion of mine, like especially the Japanese domestic market.
Mhm.
That's from America. That's an American car. That's Boston that I bought that from. But that's a Subaru STI for everybody that was wondering. If you don't see it.
Oh, it's
And,
beautiful.
Yeah, you can edit this, right?
You get a lot of exotic
Oh,
car
yeah.
drivers on this show.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
There's 50% of people drive
There you
exotic cars so far on the show. 3
But
out of 6.
because I know about, like, because I've been working on my own cars and stuff like that,
Yep.
I have good knowledge of Japanese cars, and I was offered a job kind of part-time, and I said, yes, I'll take it. So that's kind
So
of
you're
what I do.
liking it so far then?
I'm loving it so far.
Are you happy? Right now, currently happy.
Currently happy.
Consider yourself happy?
I consider myself to be a fairly happy person. Life is not always going to go exactly how you want it to go, but you can't get down, you can't get sad about it, so no matter what's going on in my life, I am always happy.
You're
Content.
That's really good.
You
glass
have to be.
half full kind of thing, right? Always.
And that's a new
That's
thing
a
though.
great
That's
thing.
only been within the last few weeks. I've gone through my own struggles. I've gone through some mental health, some physical health that bounced off each other, which will happen. Was undiagnosed for 7.5 years, had a surgery last year. Didn't fix like I thought it was gonna fix, so I took the summer, realized in the fall that it wasn't working, started the jewelry.
Very good.
And
So-
this is just kind of where it's taken me.
So, you know, mentally, it's mentally getting better as well, right?
Exactly.
And, that journey as well.
Exactly.
Very good. Very good. I like that.
What about you?
Yes.
Me?
Happy?
At this very moment in time, or I'm happy right now. This is
Yeah.
good. I'm enjoying. I'm
nice,
enjoying
right?
this meet, and I like to meet new people.
Me too.
Recently, with the layoffs and not the
Yeah.
right jobs and stuff, I haven't been as happy as I wanted to be. I have suffered from depression in the past.
I have a borderline personality disorder, so I can definitely
Okay.
empathize with that.
Cool. I was on some different medications and didn't really like them, and I've changed to more like diet-based, natural medications.
Same.
So that's what I'm doing now, and I've been feeling much more happy recently. So things are taking a turn.
That's cool.
I had a lot of struggles when I first moved to Canada, because it's like you uproot away from all your friends, and I had a lot of confidence where I used to live, and I had a lot of friends, and when I moved here, it was just like boom.
When did you move here?
2004.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
And it's only more recently, in the last 4 years, where I've started to get more friends and get out there. My confidence is starting to build back up. But it's like when I came here, I was just like, wow, this place is amazing. And then I found it really hard to make friends.
yeah.
Without being too blunt, you just want to say, can we hang out more often? And,
Oh,
really
I've
desperate
gone to
here.
the
Yeah.
point. I've gone to
I
the
just want to
point.
drink it, buddy.
I've gone to the point where I didn't talk to like anybody for a while, so now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to reach out for the friends that I've gotten to know, that I know are
Yeah.
willing, they want to. I guess it's just about spending that time and figuring out who is actually interested and who you can take that chance on and be like, hey, I want to see you more. Do you want to? Is
Yeah.
that going to be okay?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Where were you from?
So I was born in London, UK, like
Amazing.
England, and I
Red
moved-
coat.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I moved to Scotland when I was 8 years old. And I
Okay.
lived there until I was 24, 20,
Okay.
23, something like that. I
Sounds
can't remember.
long.
So what-
I'm really bad now.
So what's
No
it like
worries.
there as far as meeting people and well, I suppose you were younger then, but as far as people being open to new concepts, talking,
Scots
winging
are
it.
very easy to just say,
yeah.
I feel like, and, you start a conversation and they're like, oh, well, give me your number, we'll go drink it. And it's that,
yes,
it really is that simple.
please.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
I find it here
yeah.
is not.
It's not like
especially-
that.
Especially doing
Yeah.
this and contacting out there. A lot of people are interested in doing this, but then when it comes down to it, people kind of like change their mind, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the people that are most interested are people that are not from here.
right.
Like I've had several people that are, and they're the most outgoing people out of even people from here. People from other countries are way more apt to go on camera and talk
Yeah.
and meet new people. Here, it's like people are just
Yeah.
I think it's a small
into their
town.
shell.
yeah.
Because it's the same thing where I'm from. Everybody, and I would be just the same as people from my hometown or the same as people from this hometown if I never left. And I think that's what it comes down to, is who has stayed
I think,
and who
yeah,
has gone and gotten other life
It
experiences.
takes more guts to leave
And
and,
then when-
have those experiences.
Exactly, but when new people come in, those are you're meeting the people that have never left. They're the people that have been here, so they don't know how
Insular,
to
a
interact
little
with
insular,
new
yeah,
people.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys religious at all?
No, I'm an atheist.
That's fair. No, that is more than fair. I don't know. It's funny that you ask that, because it's something that I've actually been debating on a lot. What actually a lot of people from my hometown don't even know is, before I started heavily drinking at age 18, which they know about, that they all know about, I was actually involved in my church's choir. I lived outside of where I went to high school by 20 minutes. Very small community, so it was very easy for me to go on Thursday nights and make it to the practices and then go on the Sunday mornings. I really enjoyed it and I really liked it. So I did have my beliefs, and then then I started heavily drinking. It's not that I didn't have my beliefs anymore. It was just, I was young and I was going in a different direction at the time. And then when I was 20, just a few months in, I lost our best friend August 5th, and then on September 4th, A month later, I lost my brother.
Oh, sorry to hear that. That's really not good.
No, and that's one of the things, and this is why I'm so positive, because I spent so long not living and just kind of being sad and questioning. And when it first happened, at least when my brother happened, so the month after, so I'm getting hit by both. And
That's a hard curveball.
Exactly. Like I had my friend groups. Like I was kind of everybody's friend, kind of. I didn't have a specific group really. I just kind of bounced from friends to friends to friends. But my main ones were my brother and his best friend, who and my best, like, we did cadets together. We took car rides all the time together. So when I lost them, and I think it was my dad said to me, he said, you know, everything happens for a reason. God, you know, everything happens for a reason. And I just kind of looked at him, and then that's when it started. That's when I was like, I don't know what kind of God takes two young people.
That's my
And it's
issue.
not even.
That's my issue.
Well, at the time, it was more because of, whoa, poor me, but now it's more of a, who does that?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you know, if like, the only thing I'll kind of say on this, because everybody is entitled to believe what they want, and that is
Exactly.
absolutely fine.
Exactly.
But the only thing I would, if there is a heaven, you know, because I would never say no.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, 100%.
You can't disprove it. You can't prove it.
You can't.
So either or. But if there is a heaven, I would go and see God, and I'd say, why are you such a dick? Like, really?
Well, here's the thing,
Like,
though.
why'd you take babies and stuff? Why'd you leave people to have
But
wars and
you know
kill
what he's going
innocent
to tell you
people?
though?
Why?
If he
Free
exists,
will, right?
because and that no, not just that. If he exists, like I'm really on the line. I believe that there is something. I don't believe in one specific. I believe that every religion they're on the right track. There's got to be something. I don't believe that it's one specific, and I don't think we all have to be fighting and against each other. They all believe that there's something beyond.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be more than that? Why does it have to be more than that? And that's just my thing.
Even if it, you know, and unfortunately, if it's like, if there's nothing there, unfortunately, we won't know when we die.
Exactly.
But you know,
But if there is,
if you know, it's still a nice thought. And
it's a nice
still, you know.
Exactly.
I've
and
always
that's
thought
kind of where
that.
I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm like, that's a nice thought. It's a really nice thought that there's might be a day where I'm gonna see them again. There might be a day where I'm gonna see my godfather again, my grandparents,
find comfort
all
in that.
kinds of grandparents.
Yeah. For me, it's just more of a question of, you know, I need evidence, and that's the issue for me.
Yep.
But other than that,
I
you know,
understand that, and yeah, 100%
I
understand
mean,
that.
it's a really nice thought to see, you know, family members and friends that have gone.
Yes.
And you
It's
know,
hard to when you see death to
Yeah.
look at somebody like God or religion being a thing.
Oh,
But then
yeah.
if you witness or experience a miracle, then people could look at that differently and say,
Absolutely. and
So-
people have,
100%.
right?
I won't stay
Yeah.
on. Do you dream?
Do I dream?
Yes. Really?
No, I'm
Don't-
an android. I don't dream. No, I do dream, and I do think there are some meanings to dreams.
Okay.
So, I mean, occasionally when I have a really weird dream, I'll look it up on the net,
Yeah.
see what's going on. And
Is it
you know,
usually right? I'm curious.
it says stuff like, you know, because I suffer from anxiety as well.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And it's usually tied to that. So, you know, losing teeth or something in your dream,
I did
or
that,
yeah,
Lost a bunch
like
of teeth, like all of my teeth were like falling out.
yeah. Or,
I haven't had
yeah.
that one.
And
I get the falling one a
my
lot.
wife looked it up, said that it had something to do with like a death in the family, or there's going to be a death
Yeah,
in the
something
family,
like that. Yeah, and it was like, or
I don't think
something.
anybody ever died though, so
That's good.
I think it was a
usually,
close
yeah.
call, but
It's usually something along the lines of like you're gonna lose something, or
Yeah.
you know, or it's time to let go of something, something along those lines. I can't remember.
No, it makes sense. It does. Like, I guess I try not to look too far into anything because with my borderline personality disorder, what it is it's black or white thinking unless you are constantly trying to just stay in the gray area. So I play it safe and I try to stay in the gray area as much as possible because I can go one way or the
That's
other.
the safest way to play it.
And I don't
show to
like
go
that.
on.
I don't exactly, and I don't like. I just want to stay nice,
Right in the
centered,
center.
balanced.
All right, well, let's
Yes.
clear things up a bit.
Okay.
Yes, please. We've spent a good chunk on this.
This guy being from London,
Yes.
and you from here, gun rights.
London.
Gun rights. Ooh, good
Gun
topic.
rights. So as you know, London is like 0 guns, right now, anyways. And Canada has got some guns,
Does.
but you can't, hunting only kind of thing, and
Yeah.
to the range. So what's your thoughts
Oh, what's my thoughts on it?
on gun rights? Do you think they should be
gun rights?
changed? Do you think?
Well, I'm not going to get involved with the states because the states.
Yeah, no, let's just
That's
focus on
all a
here. That's a
big
whole
mess.
other thing. That is, oh
Yeah,
my
we're gonna
god,
talk
what a
about
mess.
that.
What
Okay,
a mess.
okay. So, Canada, I think Canada have got it right as far as gun rules go, and I think there's plenty of legislation and investigation into people before they can own a firearm.
Yes.
And I don't think you can own a firearm in the city. I'm not too sure, but yeah, a lot of my friends have guns, and a lot of my friends shoot deer, and a lot of my friends eat deer, and yeah, that kind of thing. And I think it's fine if you're going to shoot a deer for food
Yes.
or shoot something for food.
I don't believe in it
Not
for
for
sport.
sport.
Not
I
for
don't believe
sport,
in it
because
for
it's just
sport.
cruel.
What's the
Food.
point? I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And I'm okay with that. I mean, you look at places like Australia and stuff, and they haven't had any massacres or anything like that since they banned guns. And it's
Exactly.
just like,
Well, I think when they ban guns, of course, gun violence lowered, but I
Yeah.
think other things
Suffered.
came up.
yeah,
Like
knife crime.
like London.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of that. Well, London's had the gun thing going on for a long time. Like no one's been able to get any guns. I think there's like 50 some legally owned guns in London or something. Or
Oh,
some ridiculously
wow.
low amount of guns.
I didn't realize that.
But knife crime now is so ridiculous that now they're talking about
Banning knives.
banning knives and putting like rounded ends on knives so you can't stab, like ridiculous
Yeah,
things,
they
right?
do have a cap on the length of a blade in the UK.
So, like-
yeah.
Oh,
way.
Terrible
What do you think?
people will find a way. No matter what is there, people are going to find a way. So if you just ban it, I don't know. I'm kind of on the... Well, I'm not on the fence. It's if you ban things, it's going to make people want it more. When you ban
So you
it...
think there's a black market going on now?
Oh, 100%. It has to be. It has to be. Even if it's not in the media, even if it's not in your face, even it's there. There is definitely more
Oh,
than
yeah.
50
Oh, yeah.
guns in London. Maybe registered, maybe known about 50, definitely. But there has to
Oh,
be.
there's thousands. There's
gotta be.
thousands. Like you've
Big-
got
Sure.
serious
Yeah.
crime in London.
So the way I look at it, so you got a huge crime problem in London. They got rid of guns,
I love
and
guns.
there's still a huge crime problem in London. Whether it's knives, whether it's people running over others with cars, whether it's throwing acid in somebody's face.
Well, I don't know. I mean, a lot of it is media, I think. I
Yes.
mean, and you're going through this like thing where the government have scaremongered the people into Brexit, and it's like, oh, all these Eastern Europeans coming through, and it's like, really.
They're just people just trying
They're
to
just
freaking
people.
live. They're just trying
Exactly.
to live. People are just trying to survive. People are just trying to live.
Right. And if you contribute with a job and contribute to society and pay your taxes, you have every right to live anywhere.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yes. As long as you're not moving to another country and sitting your ass down and going, I'm here now and I'm just gonna live off their system. Like,
Yeah, exactly. The general population are migrating and immigrating, and asylum seeking are generally just families of people that want to get away from, like, people from Syria. There's children. They just want to get away from the bombs blowing up in their face. They
oh my
don't-
god, the photos
wanna live.
and
It's sad.
it's so sad. It was really sad when that whole thing started. When Trudeau first started to accept, and it became a big thing, and people were on both sides of it. But at the same time, there should be. Well, that's the thing is, I don't know if I should really say if there should be, because I don't really know what the system is in place for checking
Yeah.
backgrounds and everything while they're coming through. I
It's
have
probably very
no
difficult.
idea.
Probably
And it
very
would,
difficult.
and that's what I'm thinking. So understand where people get the issue for sure.
And that's why people are slipping in. You got the bad apples coming in with the.
And
But you
can't-
will, always.
Anytime the government gets involved in any kind of program, it never ends.
Good.
Right?
Yeah.
It never goes how it's supposed to
Exactly.
go when
the
you're.
government can't be trusted to do a good job. You know what I mean? Like,
No, 100%.
They can't be trusted at all in
No.
any capacity.
No. You know, they're nice. I've met quite a few, and they're nice enough, and they mean well.
It's interesting. I've met like
And I think that they just kind of.
immigrants from Middle East and stuff like that, and it, I'm in a cab. Oh, so I start talking to the guy, and he'll be like, yeah. So how long you been here? Oh, 2 years. And I'll say, oh, so what you do? And you tell me, oh, I'm a doctor. Whatever. I've been practicing medicine
Oh
for
my
15
gosh!
years, and now
he's
driving
a
a cab.
taxi.
Yeah, driving a taxi. So what do you need to do to up your skills? Oh, I need to do all this, and it's going to cost me this much, and I need to drive a cab to do this. And it's like, wow, you've got to put, lots of countries need to put something in place for immigrants, as there's more immigrants coming in
Exactly.
to help people get back into their field of work, even if it's not quite on the same level.
And it's something
know?
similar though. Put them into something where they're going to succeed, they're going to do well, and they can build. They
Instead of
can
coming
start
here and saying,
little
"Nah,
and
yeah."
build. Like everybody else, give them the same opportunity that you would give somebody else who has the exact same training.
Right.
Give them the same opportunity. Start them at the bottom like you would start any other graduate, and let them work them. You'll find
Yeah.
out pretty shortly if they've got it or if they don't.
Or even some kind of incentive, like, we'll give you this loan to do this, but you have to finish it.
I like that. I like that.
And then,
And if you don't finish it, pay us back.
yeah, that kind of thing, yeah.
Yep.
So what do you think of the amount of people going through university right now? What do you think of university now compared to 10, 15 years ago, let's say, where everybody had to go to university? It was
Even
the thing
10
that you had
years
to do.
ago, it was still.
Yeah.
When I graduated was about 10 years ago, 9 years, and
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to just take a year. My mom, and my mom's one of the most understanding, like, do what you gotta do kind of people, but because that's what it was, well, you've got a choice between journalism, recreation leadership. I'm really active. I love kids. I think I might like to run a boys and girls club someday. I'd love to be involved in that, back at the time. So I went into recreation leadership. I didn't finish because that's when my depression and my anxiety started.
As regards to, like, university and college and things, like,
I think it's better to take your time. I think it's better
Yeah.
if you're not ready. Like, I didn't know, so my mom helped me make the choice, which I appreciate, and I love her for that, because I know she was just doing what she thought she was supposed to do, because that's what every parent
And if she
did
didn't,
at the
then
time.
people would look at her as if she was a failure and your kid's a
Exactly. Like, what's your kid doing?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just staying home this year?
yeah.
So I get that, I do. So I'm glad that it worked out, but at the same time, I'm also glad that in today's world, people have an option. They have more. I'm sure some parents are still that way. I'm sure that they are.
And I think a lot of pressure's put on a lot of children and teenagers too.
I agree.
Like, you do you want to be working in a grocery store all your life, or do you want to do something with your life?
Well, here's the thing, though.
And they're
The
only
kids go
18.
to-
Who
well,
knows?
yeah, and the kids go to university and they do their 4 years in sciences or arts, then they go work in the grocery store anyways because there's nothing here to work. Like you can't-
Exactly.
Well, that's right.
There's nothing here.
Yeah, my dad is actually a geologist.
Oh,
And
that is
he's
cool.
a professional geologist, certified, years of
Here, or-
experience. Here, he's here in Canada.
Oh, so
And,
you all came over. That's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
and he works with a fish company at the moment, paperwork, doing all the paperwork for this fish company that delivers fish, and it's interesting because he went from earning something like $800 a day,
Yep.
which is
Ridiculous money.
insane, all the way to $15 an hour, and big life change for him. And he has a Master's of Science and all of that experience, professional geologist, and the mineral industry has fell through up north, and when the government changed as well, and there's no mining, there's no exploration, and there's no jobs, right? So
Genital mutilation. So circumcision and
No go.
in some Middle East.
I'm with you.
countries,
No
the
go.
females and-
No go. Don't
Yes,
touch that shit.
Don't touch.
So it's natural.
If
Leave
it's
it
getting
alone.
infections and stuff like that, if it needs to be done, to some boys.
And if you want to do it for your religious purposes, wait until you're of an age of reason, and then
And
go and
can
do
make
it.
it yourself. Make that decision.
Yeah.
If it's part of the religion, sure.
Yeah.
Let them wait till they're like
Yeah.
16. If they can drive a car, they can make the decision on whether they want their penis cut.
Yeah. There's other things, like in some countries they do breast ironing. You know
Ooh,
that one,
yeah.
and it's hot stones
Oh,
and they press them down.
And
their
the
chest,
and the
women's
rings
chest.
around the necks that go
All
all the
the
way
extensions.
up.
That,
Yes, all
that's
of the
kinda
body
different, but
mutilation.
Yeah, that's body mutilation, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
strange.
100%.
Anyway.
A big ring, like you pierce the holes.
Oh
Oh, yeah,
yeah, the big old
Well, I think
pucks and the.
some of the hipsters are doing it here. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they
true,
are.
that's true.
They are.
I'll stick to the
I
old-
haven't seen
the
any
old
like
piece.
in the
Right?
lips, like the big hoop, like.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can see the teeth through the
Yeah.
plastic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drink a cup of water and it's like.
Yeah. Just
Not
stick it.
my
You
thing.
can screw it to your mouth, like right there. Yeah, they need to put a thread right there, and then you can screw it in.
Just.
Yeah, and if you're too busy, if you want to be hands free, you can
You could do the little those are little
just
liquor
like that,
bottles.
you know? Just screw it there. You can just.
Oh,
hands-
you're going,
hand-
you're
hands
going
free.
big. I was
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
like
absolutely.
the little bottles from the liquor store that you get at the cash. I'm like, oh yeah, get a little
Man.
screw for that. Just
You had that attached to your
Whoop,
jaw.
all
imagine
day.
How big your jaw muscles would be. Like you'd be
Yeah, I know. It'd be like
big
"Whoa."
meathead, just.
Big strong neck. Yeah. And then you'd be getting up to like 2-liter bottles.
Oh, yeah. Big
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah, yeah.
Big stainless
oh
steel
my god,
jugs.
it's gonna become the new chugging challenge.
Oh, dear.
I think I just created a new thing. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
We might not want to put that in.
No.
Give people
I'm not-
ideas.
Yeah.
What about abortions? Since there's a female here, it's a good one to throw in there.
It's a very good one to throw in there.
It's everybody's right to do what they want. So
Yes.
I'm for it if that's their decision, if that's that person's decision, and if it's a family's decision, it's their decision.
But
Yeah,
what about the
nobody should stand
morality
in
of
your
it?
way.
What about the morality of it? Is it ever moral to take a life?
I from what biologically I've read is it's not technically, it's not conscious, as it were. It doesn't have. That's why there's a cutoff.
Exactly. There is a specific cutoff for a very specific reason.
Yeah. When it becomes conscious, when it
Exactly.
moves and stuff, you know, when it has nerves and all those things.
Now, for myself, I kind of look at it like, I, as a woman, I know with my health issues and all, I definitely don't like it when anybody has an opinion on what I'm doing or how because I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to do what I can do, and so when it comes to what another woman wants to do with her body, and abortion specifically is do whatever you feel you need to do, but if you have a partner, you had best be including them in that decision.
Absolutely.
Do not just go out, get it done, and come home and go,
Oh, by
I'm
the
with
way,
it. Oh, by the
yeah.
way, either I was pregnant or by the way, there's no baby anymore. That is not
Yeah,
okay in my
no,
mind. Again, no
exactly.
judgments, do what you want to do, but
I think the option,
no,
just the
no,
option needs
just
to be
no.
there, and
It-
it's a
100%.
decision at a personal level. So, say, let somebody, somebody was raped, and,
Yeah, well,
and
totally.
they had, then
Absolutely.
they were pregnant, then something like that,
that
you'd
would
want
be
to
the
get that
hardest
aborted.
decision.
Totally.
Some people don't, though. Some people, because of their beliefs and because of how they were brought up,
Yeah.
and
But-
that's always not always good
Well,
for
it's
the
not-
and that's not always good for the child because some moms
Yeah.
can handle it really well and other moms take it out on that child for the whole rest of their life.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
And
it's
that's not
always,
good
It's
either.
not always
But-
your beliefs or whatever like that, but once they get pregnant, they realize
Something.
what's going on with their body and they feel more connected. They feel like
This
a
is
mother,
true.
the
100%.
whole hormonal thing. And
100%.
But something like rape, I mean, it's like it's something so traumatic, and if you gave birth to a child, I'm not sure how you would feel about that child. Like it would just remind you of that traumatic moment. And I think
100%.
majority of women
Unless
would
you
want
went
to get
flip
rid of
side
that.
and said, I'm going to raise this child and do
Make
the
it
Do it
opposite.
better.
the
Do
master of society
Yeah,
and be the
and
president
be a
of the
martyr
world.
for-
Yeah.
Exactly, which
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
which is the strongest person I could ever
Yeah.
think of. That is amazing. If the mothers that do
And
that,
that probably happens, right?
oh, it definitely does.
Right.
I love hearing other people's opinions because I have so many, but I don't hold other people against
And
other.
that's it. It's an
I like to have
opinion.
conversations.
It's an opinion. Everybody is allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody is
Exactly.
allowed to believe what they want, and
You see, my problem is when people go, well, I'm right and you're just wrong. It's like, well, no, neither of us are right, neither of us are wrong. We're
that's
somewhere
right.
in the
The whole
middle.
point of this is that people don't, like I've gotten messages from people talking about what they think and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, the whole point of this is because you don't realize how other people have lived their lives. You haven't walked in their shoes. You haven't seen life through their eyes and their experiences, which crafted their beliefs, their
The
opinions.
style of life.
Exactly.
So you can't judge anybody for what they think.
No.
100%.
Unless they want to murder people.
Yeah, judge away on those people. Murdering? No.
Death penalty?
Judge away.
Definitely.
Depends.
If it's child killing, then you can.
So where do you
You
draw
can
the
definitely
line?
go.
Where do you draw
Child. 10?
innocence?
12? What's a
When
child?
when does innocence stop being innocence?
That's
the
hard to say
question.
because that changes for everybody. That depends. There's no age for that. That's life experience. That's traumas. That's if they've had any traumas, not had. If they grew up and wealthy or on like
I don't
life
think
situation. I think is what
the death
determines.
penalty. I'm not sure. Like, the thing is, it has to be like a dead certain. Like, there has to be no ambiguity that that person did what they did.
Oh,
Which-
100%. There
which
has
doesn't-
to
Because
be
there's been
like.
mistakes,
Which
right?
doesn't happen.
exactly.
As you know, right? The criminal
Yes.
justice system is...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I think
all over the place.
locking somebody up and throwing away the key, you know, it's people have lived like in the States. They've lived for years and years, 30 years on death row, waiting to be
It's true.
put to death,
And then
and they probably have a better life there, living away, you know. And it's like, just to be sure, lock somebody up and throw away the key, because that is probably the worst thing you can do to somebody.
100% because then they're just stuck in their own head day
Yeah.
in and
they
day
can't
out.
do
And if they
anything.
did it,
Yeah,
And then
That's-
you
it's
just,
a-
it's
then
hell
you
on
just
earth.
keep
right?
playing Green Day over and over again. Or Nickelback or something.
Yeah,
Nick-
there you go,
definitely
Nickelback. There you go.
Nickelback.
That's
Look
my
at this
personal hell.
photograph.
What do you think about time travel?
That's a cool subject.
That is.
Do you
It'd be
think-
cool if we could do it.
It would.
Okay, so do you think it's possible?
In theory, I do believe it's possible.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah,
I'm
I
curious.
just don't think we can do it. Like with the technology we have right now, but I think it could be done.
I think it could be done in the future, like
Yeah.
within the next 20, 30 years, just
Yeah.
because. And the only reason I say that because half of me goes, I'm being unrealistic, but the other half goes, do you see what the hell has happened in the last fucking 50 years?
My kind of thing about that is like,
Technology is
if it was invented,
exponentially taking off, right?
the problem is if it was invented in the future,
Mm.
somebody surely would have come back and said, hey, we've got time travel.
But-
And by no means am I a right-wing person. I'm definitely more of a left-wing person. But you've got this other left-wing movement, which are like, they're so far
Too
left-wing,
far.
just like
Way
the far
too
right,
far.
where everything offends them.
Yes.
And you know, you say certain words, and oh, I'm offended by that. But you know, your granddad went over to Germany and
You know, he was 18 and stormed the
fought for
beaches
freedom,
of Normandy.
right? But I'm offended because those shoes are the wrong color. You know, and it's like you got these snowflakes.
Snowflakes.
Yes.
And that's fine. People are allowed to be snowflakes. Like,
100%. And again, each to their own opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion is maybe lighten up.
Yeah.
Just
Here's
that
what I find
much.
about snowflakes is that people think that it's the world viewpoint. When they are upset about something, they think that the world shares this viewpoint, and if you don't,
You're
yeah,
on the other
you're
side.
persecuted.
Even if
You're
you're
not-
even if you're not far right, you are put into that group as being far right, and it's
Yeah.
like,
That's right.
okay, yeah, yes.
okay, what about other genders?
It's just two genders, male, female, and even if you're a male that chooses to live as female,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's been happening for years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Cross-dressers,
and
you
that's
got
fine. If you
different-
identify as a female, that's fine. But you know, if you identify as a Jedi, whatever, alien, and
Well, it's a little
class-
extreme. I don't know that too
You
many
know what
people
I
are doing
mean,
that.
though.
But like,
Oh,
yeah, there's
there
definitely-
are.
When people
well,
say
there's the
there's
furries. There's the furries.
Oh, there you go.
There's the
Furries. Furry
furries
parties?
are people who genuinely believe that they are animals.
Yeah,
And
they have certain parties, don't they?
they have certain there's all kinds of weird things. I shouldn't say that because it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
If other
this is
people are into
YouTube.
it, that's fine. So basically the lowdown of it is they walk around dressed as whatever animal that they feel that they are. They get together with other people that think that they're
Like-minded
animals.
people.
Exactly.
Mm.
And
So, yeah.
if you find a dominant and you're a sub, yeah,
Alpha
there's
d-
all
alpha
kinds, and then
animal
that's
and
when it gets and turns into a whole other
Yeah.
thing.
sex party.
Kind of
Oh,
kinky
yeah,
stuff.
they-
In the state of New York, there's like 50 some genders.
Right.
That they've come up with.
Oh,
That's
50?
legally identifiable as some kind
Yeah,
of
there's
gender.
like
Okay.
two-spirited, and there's like non-question, like
So what?
the LGBTQ, and then it went like 2 plus A.
Yeah, it just
and
got
was, like,
bigger and
a
longer.
huge list of numbers, and it's like, are these people?
But it's out of
serious?
control. I think that's the
Yes,
problem.
yes.
And people just invent stuff and say, "But you're persecuted by gender." Excuse me. You know, it's weird.
Because before, well, it was gender dysphoria. It was a mental disorder, and
And
now
yeah.
I
that
but think that it's
society
been
has believed
taken
it that
too
way,
far
yeah.
one way though. Like I do believe, I believe that just because it doesn't happen to me, I have a friend, for example, and when I met her, her name was Dylan, and when she started posting photos as a woman, it shocked me because I never saw it coming. It's not somebody that I ever expected it from.
Mhm.
But oh my
Brains
God,
up.
has it ever changed her life?
Good.
Has it ever changed her life? She's either engaged or married now to a woman. The two of them, they're the happiest couple I think I have on my Facebook. They are, and before, was not happy. You want to live as a woman? Cool. You do you. If you want to have the surgery, cool. You do you. But again, if you want to start identifying as an animal or a unicorn or stuff like that, I think that there has to be a line.
Yeah.
And there has to be a line when it comes.
But
I
that's
don't
nothing.
know.
You can identify and be an animal, but it shouldn't be an official
Yeah.
gender-based thing. That
And the
Exactly.
government-
we're getting back
Exactly.
to,
Like it shouldn't
you can
become
do your
a
own thing. Yeah.
The
do
government
your own
shouldn't get
thing, but it
involved.
shouldn't be becoming what it's becoming in society.
Well, the government's gotten involved, right?
these
then
must
they're
be-
making
And that's exactly
rules
it.
that's like if you don't call somebody by their preferred pronoun, you can be charged with all this stuff. Like that's government involvement.
Well,
in
you
this.
can't. I know in some schools, like secondary, like post-secondary education, is you can't call some people like he or she. It's another word they use.
See,
I don't know. I
It's
don't know if
C,
you have
yeah.
to say. Is it?
It would actually be honestly surprised at how many people you might even know that you have no idea.
That's true.
And that's the thing, and that's why there's still a big stigma, and there's still so many people that don't say a word and you would never know, and they've been doing it for like 10, 15, 20 years, and you would never know. You would never know.
Interesting topic.
I think the whole feminist movement has ruined
Oh,
women, like
that's
in my mind, and I think it's ruined men too. The feminist movement. So like, I think chivalry should be back. I think men should view women as basically queens and should take care of
yes.
them.
But on the other hand, it should be going both ways. Partnership together, meet halfway. Like my boyfriend, it's been 2.5 years. We're kind of going through a thing right now. He still opens up that goddamn car door for me every single time. If I go for it, he's like, "Bah!" He literally will run ahead of me to get it for me.
There
And
aren't too many people that do that.
not
Well,
at
that's
all.
right.
And he's done that because that's what he was brought up to do. His dad taught him to do that for his grandmother. You grab, yeah, it's starting to rain. You grab your grandmother at the door, you help her down, you open the car door for her, you put her in, and that's
especially
what
your
he
grandmother.
grew up
Yeah.
with. But when he was a teenager, he was made fun of when he took a girl out on a date, did it? And so he never dated again.
See, that's the problem with
You've
society.
never dated?
He didn't date. I'm his, he did date. He did try to date, but
And you see,
I'm
that's
his
where
first really real girlfriend because everybody else looked at him and went, "You're pussy," and it was like,
See, that's where
no, he's a
society's going,
gentleman.
right?
He is a gentleman. He is
Yeah,
being
yeah.
a gentleman, and he is definitely the furthest thing from a pussy that I know. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
and I was going to say, while women should be exactly equal with men, men should still regard women as queens and open doors and be
Exactly.
chivalrous.
If you can find somebody who has the same viewpoints as you, or close to, and if you can meet in the middle, even if you don't, and you can just find a way to compromise and meet in the middle, I think that's what is most important, is being able to meet in the middle, make compromises,
Yep.
and meet in the middle. And as soon as you can't do that, then at that point,
Well,
it's kind
you
of
always try and find a solution, right? And I think if you can't find a solution, you're right. I mean,
exactly. And
every
it doesn't
option
have
has
to be
explored.
bad. It doesn't have to be mean. It doesn't have to be angry. You got to do whatever you got to do, and if the other person doesn't feel that way, if they're not willing, then no matter how much you care, no matter how much you put into it, or how much they have put into it,
Mm.
up till that point, and then finally they just go, okay, well,
Yeah.
how can you be mad and angry at that? Because at least, you know, you both tried. But again, if the other half doesn't go as
Right.
far as you're
If
willing to
they're not
go,
trying, right?
that gets really hard. That gets really, really hard.
No,
Like-
I agree.
I don't know. I guess if you're both on the same page, it's a lot easier. But as soon as one is kind of off that page, and you're sitting on different pages, that's when you find out on whether people are gonna stick it through, like, you know, what I feel people should do. Unless you're being abused. If you're being hit and
No,
some
jeez.
shit like that,
No, there's no-
get the
no.
hell out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Dodge. I don't know. I'm a little bit opinionated and I apologize.
It's alright. Like we've said, everybody's allowed to have an opinion, right? And
Exactly.
that's where we keep getting back to that core thing.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this simply because the three of us are so easygoing. We're all like, we kind of all have our own opinions on things, but we're all able
Well,
to
that's
meet in the
Yeah,
middle.
that's what discussion
And you
is,
know what?
you know?
Yeah.
And I think one day soon, more and more people will stop using Facebook,
Yes.
I hope so.
and it will die.
I think it's
It will.
One day.
I
It
think
will
social
die.
media
Everything will
go-
phase.
yeah.
I think it was a really nice balance in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's when there was that really nice
Yeah.
balance.
right
and
before
then
Facebook was invented.
and then
Right.
2000, honestly, no. I was 16 when I got my first phone. It was 2005, 2006, which, yeah, I can't remember exactly. And it was not very, at that point, I was 16 getting my first cell phone. There was kids in the grade below me, and most of them didn't have a cell phone yet. Today,
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, you can bet those grade 7s all have,
Oh,
elementary kids
elementary
have
kids.
cell phones, and they're
What do you
FaceTiming,
think of
and
that?
they're...
Kids with phones.
I
You think
didn't.
that's a thing? You think that should be?
I didn't have a phone until I was my last year at school, and even then, it was my dad's cell phone.
Yeah, I did get.
I had one of those Rumor 2's LGs that slid up and you had your keyboard here, so the little tiny screen would flip this way for you.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
my first phone, it was a Nokia something or other, but it was the Matrix phone.
Yes.
Was it?
You press the button and the thing went, psh, and it came down.
Oh,
and I was so cool.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it
you know,
is so
like
cool.
1998, 99.
You know
and
what?
I'd be like, I'd be like, psh,
Hello.
You know what?
That is so cool.
Mr.
They could
Anderson.
totally bring that phone back.
In today's
it's
world,
cool,
they
it's
they
cool.
could.
Women's fashion.
Well, women's
I don't
fashion.
know where the skinny jeans come from, but anyways,
Oh, I don't
women's
like those.
fashion. You
Ugh.
know, like
I have to wear boot cut.
everything's women
I
are
like
wearing
them.
their jeans up to here now, like right from the 70s. Like.
Yeah.
And that was one thing. The very first time I saw that song for myself was in a music video, and it was 2008, and it was Dangerous, I think. I'm pretty sure it was Dangerous by Akon, and I was looking at it, I was like, that is the strangest motherfucking thing I've ever seen, all the way up to here, and now everybody's wearing it now, and I'm just like,
Where does her
What
ass
the
start and where does it end?
it does. Like for me, I'm just like, as a woman myself, I'm like always trying to get like a butt, and it seems like these other girls are just like, I've got no butt,
Yeah.
and I'm proud, but I'm like,
Oh, that's why they invented the booty pop, isn't it?
yes, now they're coming out with clothes with actual, and put that on, and then you put your dress on, and it's like, the push-up bras, I'm not gonna lie, they're my best friend. Not gonna lie, nothing wrong with it, but they've been around,
A long time. Yeah.
but they've been around for forever.
Yeah, but that phone thing, they could totally. That would be
Yeah,
a market genius. Would be
I
like,
think that-
let's bring back the old phone.
Yeah. Well,
Flip
Nokia
phones,
just released a new one.
Tennis. Yo,
And
what's up?
But
They're
Nokia
so
have
good,
like
and it'd be so retro, and they could charge a fucking fortune, and they would make bank.
Nokia just released one, and it's like their 3310 with a color screen.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
and it has Snake on it and all those
All
things.
the old.
Yeah.
No, get this. The battery standby is something like a week.
Yeah, last
Oh
forever.
wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's the thing. That's
I
why.
like
That's
that.
probably one of the reasons I couldn't bring them back, because the phones don't fucking break.
Well, it doesn't
No,
have,
that's exactly it. They can't make repeat customers every
And those
year.
little phones aren't
Yeah.
smartphones, right? There's a software, stuff like that. It can't.
And this isn't a smartphone. It texts and it
Yeah.
calls, and I think it has like basic web, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Okay.
That's all it has.
I need
And
one of
that's why-
those.
Yeah.
Like iPhone come out recently. Well, it was a while ago.
But then
now.
again, I
Yeah.
do like my Snapchat.
2007 iPhone.
Well, I mean, when they recently come out and said that their updates actually slow down the phone
Yeah, that's right. That's what I heard. Yeah.
to make people get new
No,
phones.
no. That
Phones
makes sense.
Built-in obsolescence.
Fucking retarded.
Well, that would make sense. So that's
Yeah,
what happened to my last
encouraging people to
iPhone.
buy.
Got really
Yeah.
shitty. I don't
It's-
update.
it's,
my work
wasteful
phone. I haven't
society.
updated it for quite some time.
Yeah. Me too.
But then they start slowing it down if you don't do your updates. They slow it down
Yes.
as well, right?
So you're kind of backed into a wall to do it. It's really weird that you could be having a
And
conversation.
then there's advertisements for that stuff. Yeah, totally.
Oh, they're always listening to you though.
Yeah.
They are.
My Siri is turned off on my iPhone, right? And sometimes, you know, you'll be talking to a friend or something, and just be like, "Oh, sorry, Liam, I didn't catch that." And it's like, "Oh, well,
Siri,
I wasn't
you're
talking
listening.
to you." You know? It's like freaky.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
And
glad
oh,
they
the
don't
other
really-
thing. No, I want to say the other thing was ads on Facebook, targeted ads, right?
Yes.
I might be speaking to buddies about something like, "Oh, these tires are really cool,"
And then they're on there.
and then they're on there like a day later.
Yeah.
I was talking about, I think it was like goggles for dogs,
Yep.
right? And they have these
Oh, the
sand-
doggles.
Yeah, and you know, police dogs have them and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, they're really cool." And I searched for them online. I was like, "Oh, sweet." So you know, if you have a dog, you can buy these things. And
If I had a little sidecar on a bike, I would
yeah.
definitely get some for my husky. I'm not lying. It's been a dream. I want like an
yeah,
older style with
Yeah.
sidecar.
Sidecar,
like
yeah.
seriously, like a day later, I've got like
Yeah.
ads on Facebook for dog goggles, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh yeah.
how does it know? How does it know Facebook when I'm using the internet, not Facebook, to research something?
So yeah, thanks for coming out. This
You're
was
welcome.
an easy setup, this one, compared to other ones.
Apart from the
was.
mosquitoes killing me, it's
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's
You
okay.
only
Oh,
have
don't
so
even.
many
oh,
options.
it's totally your fault.
So
Yes.
many options in Enfield, Almsdale. I could have. Wow.
Well, this was kind of my suggestion, so I apologize. This one was my bad. Yeah.
All right,
Keep talking.
pleasure.
Nice
it was
to
awesome.
meet you.
It was
It was
awesome.
a fantastic conversation. Thank you.
What are you gonna tell me, Street?
Keep